Just a few days before sailing, and your excitement is through the roof. Bags packed, itineraries saved to favourites, that Mediterranean route you can almost taste already. You sit back on the couch, phone in hand, thinking, I'll do the check-in in 2 minutes, grab the drink package, book a specialty dinner for our anniversary, and done. You open the MSC app, full of hope. You scan your passport. You take that selfie. It took 3 tries to get it right. You pick your dining time, maybe eye a massage at the spa, scroll through the shore excursions. Everything seems ready to flow, until it doesn't. The app hits you with a plain, an error has occurred, with no explanation. You try again, and again, and again. The check-in that was supposedly 100% complete resets back to 0 like nothing happened. Then comes a weird message. Additional documents may be required. Which ones? Nobody knows. That ID photo, the one they promised would be used only for embarkation, suddenly becomes your public profile picture. And in the background, that little animated ship just keeps sailing in circles. No clear buttons, no confirmation, no clue what's next. You take a deep breath and say, okay, let's try the website. You log in from your laptop. Finally, it loads until it's time to pay. The final payment button has vanished like magic, or the page freezes with that endless little ship sailing nowhere. Or worse, it lets you finish without ever asking for your credit card. And then, bam! Payment failed. Meanwhile, a red countdown clock reminds you the discount on your package expires in just a few hours. Time is ticking, your patience is not. And no, it's not you, it's not your Wi-Fi, it's not your card. There are dozens of stories just like this. Guests whose app never reflects the check-in they completed on the website, forms that refuse to save, reservations that get stuck once you link them to your profile, pre-purchases that fail without ever asking for a payment method, whole sections locked with random padlocks, error messages saying booking number incorrect that magically fix themselves if you log in a different way. For many, the experience isn't plug and play, it's trial and error. That's why in this video, we're going to break it down, what fails, when it fails, and, most importantly, how to get through it without losing your cool or your cruise. No hate, no exaggeration. We're sticking to real patterns that keep showing up again and again. And in every section, I'll give you a practical lifeline to help you navigate the most frustrating part of your cruise, the digital side. Because planning a voyage should fill you with excitement, not wear you down. And the last thing you want, with the open sea ahead, is for the storm to start on your phone. The check-in should be the easiest part of the whole process. You enter your details, scan your passport or ID, upload a quick photo, and pick a dining time. In theory, that should be enough, but in practice, with the MSC app, it feels like playing digital roulette. Many passengers fill in absolutely everything: identity, photos, emergency contacts, even credit card details. The app proudly shows 100% completed and even sends an email with the documents. The problem comes when they log back in. Everything has vanished and the status goes right back to pending. It's as if the system never saved anything at all. The frustration is total. Others run into an even stranger message: additional documentation required. And that's when the confusion really begins. What documents could possibly be missing? A visa, an extra certificate, something beyond a valid passport? Nobody knows. The only thing it does is crank up the anxiety as the sail date gets closer. The photo brings its own controversy too. In theory, it's only used for identity verification at embarkation. But some guests discover that their picture gets slapped onto their public profile instead, and it happens with no notice, no permission. The problem is, it's rarely a flattering shot. Usually, it's a quick selfie taken in frustration after the app rejected it 3 times. The result isn't pretty when it suddenly appears publicly in the system, a surprise no one's asking for. Some passengers repeat the process 4, 5 times. Save, error. Upload another photo, error. Even rescanning the passport, always the same, error after error. Most eventually give up. They switch to a laptop, and on the website, miraculously, the check-in works. There, they're able to download their boarding passes with no problem, but back on the app, it still says incomplete. It feels like each platform lives in a parallel universe. No sync between what happens on the web and what happens on mobile. That's the deeper issue. It's not just frustrating, it creates fear. Nobody wants to show up at the terminal and discover their embarkation isn't registered. That insecurity turns a 5-minute form into hours of second-guessing. Veteran tip: always complete your check-in on the official website from a computer. Save the documents as PDFs and bring a printed copy. If the app keeps insisting something's missing, ignore it. What matters at embarkation is the official form you receive by email, but watch out. MSC's website doesn't escape criticism either. For many cruisers, it's even worse than the mobile app. We've heard from guests who tried to log in to make a payment and suddenly got an error message. Just a blank error screen with no explanation at all. Some even say the final payment button simply disappeared. Imagine the panic of being about to lose your booking with no way to fix it. Others report that MSC actually called them on the phone. The company sent an alternate link to pay because the official system wasn't working. But really, MSC, that just creates distrust. How do guests know that link is legitimate and not some kind of scam? Some passengers face an even more desperate issue. They enter their booking number only for the system to reply, "No reservation found." The problem is, they had all the paperwork in front of them. Clearly the error wasn't theirs, it was the system's. To make matters worse, the site behaves differently depending on the browser. Chrome may freeze, Safari just shows an endless looping ship animation, and sometimes the only way through is using Edge or logging in with the booking number instead of a username. In other words, there's no universal, reliable method. Every passenger has to come up with their own workaround just to achieve the same result. The user experience turns into a maze. Nobody wants to spend hours switching browsers, clearing cookies, or disabling blockers. Talk to enough cruisers, and you'll hear the same complaint again and again. Paying shouldn't be this hard. In the end, the customer wants to spend money, but the website keeps blocking them. The lack of synchronization shows up here too. What appears in a guest's online profile often doesn't match what the direct booking number login displays. Some passengers even describe genuine panic. They worry about showing up at embarkation and finding out that, thanks to a website glitch, their spot isn't secured. The worst part, the total lack of clear communication. The system just throws out generic technical error messages without offering any solution. And in an industry where trust is everything, that uncertainty weighs heavily. Nobody wants to begin their vacation wondering if their booking is still valid. Veteran tip: if the website fails, don't waste time. Call MSC directly or your travel agent and demand written proof of your payment. Always save screenshots of every error message. They'll be your safety net if problems come up later on. And let's talk about pre-purchasing packages, something many cruisers have struggled with. Guests try to be proactive and buy internet, drink packages, or specialty dining ahead of embarkation. On paper, it should be simple. Log into the site or the app, pick what you want, and pay. But in reality, the process often ends in frustration. Screens freeze, errors pop up, and patience runs out. The most common issue: at checkout, a bright red payment failed appears. The strangest part is that no option to add a credit card was ever offered beforehand. Some cruisers see a section labelled Add Payment Method, but it's locked with a little padlock, as if it only unlocks once you're already on board. Imagine the stress. You've got a limited time discount about to expire, yet the system won't even let you pay. When people call MSC, the answer is usually the same: "We can't add packages for you. Please wait for your travel agent." That turns what should be a quick, automatic purchase into a stressful waiting game, all because the system isn't properly designed. Some guests get creative. They try different browsers, Chrome, Edge, even disabling pop-up blockers. Nothing changes. The credit card box never appears. The issue clearly isn't on the customer's side, it's MSC's system. Others test across devices, laptop, phone, even tablet. Same story. Error after error. At that point, many give up. They either wait for embarkation or spend an hour on the phone with an agent who still can't fix it. The overall feeling is one of patchwork and improvisation. Instead of a robust booking platform, it feels like a half-baked system. For first-time cruisers, this creates major insecurity. They worry that without pre-purchasing, they might lose the package or not be able to access the service at all. Veteran cruisers see it differently. They know the same package can be purchased on board, though sometimes at a slightly higher price. Veteran tip: if your pre-purchase fails, don't waste hours retrying. Take screenshots of the error, save proof, and buy the package directly once you're on the ship. Also, jot down the promotional prices you saw beforehand. That way, you've got leverage to ask for the same deal if staff claim the discount no longer applies. After so many failed attempts, the feeling is always the same: pure frustration. This isn't a one-off glitch. It's a pattern repeated by thousands of cruisers. Many believe MSC's IT division is underfunded and short on resources. It's the only logical explanation for a system that breaks on the most basic tasks. Some passengers even joke about it on forums and social media. They share links to MSC's dozens of open IT job postings, saying, "No wonder nothing works." The message is clear: if they don't have enough hands to code, how can the system ever run smoothly? Every error feels like confirmation that MSC's digital infrastructure simply isn't up to standard. And the comparisons with other cruise lines come naturally. Carnival and Royal Caribbean aren't perfect either, but at least their apps deliver what they promise. With MSC, the big question keeps coming back. If they can't keep a basic website stable, how are they handling the digital experience of hundreds of thousands of guests? The result is a mix of resignation and sarcasm. Most travelers don't expect improvements anymore. They just brace themselves to survive MSC's digital chaos. It shouldn't be this way. An app and a website are supposed to make the journey easier. Instead, they've become one more source of stress and insecurity before you even set foot on the ship. And now, the question goes to you. Have you ever had problems with MSC's app or website? Share your story in the comments. Your experience might help other cruisers. If this video helped you, hit the like button and subscribe for more cruise stories. And as I always say, happy sailing, cruisers!